Good morning guys, Alan Gilday here from Create Your Abundance. Another beautiful summer's morning just round the County Down coast outside Bangor in Northern Ireland. Really glad you can be here with me. So next up I'd like to have a look together at some insights pertaining to raising our energy, raising our vibration, being in greater synchronicity and understanding how we are essentially energetic beings who compete with each other when we're caught up in unconscious patterns of behaviour, competing for energy through attention. These insights primarily come from the work of Carlos Castaneda, in one instance a guy who wrote a lot of books about allegedly, and I stress allegedly, studying with a Yaqui Native American shaman when he was an anthropology student, and the insights that he claims to have learnt through his mentorship with a guy called Don Juan. Secondly, also a book called The Celestine Prophecy, which was a big kind of new age hit in the 90s. I think it was maybe it was even later than that, by a guy called James Redfield. And it was a very, very popular book. I think it was made into a rather unsuccessful film. But the book, although its literary style is more like an airport book, it is a good page turner, it's a little adventure, but the insights contained within the book are absolutely fantastic. I thought they were very, very insightful, very practical and very useful. And so I'd like to run through those together with you in the next couple of videos. And we'll basically start off with this kind of premise that we're energetic beings. I do believe it was Yoda who also said, beings of light are we. And the dogs seem to agree with this. There's a little dog party going on down there. There's about 5 or 6 dogs who've just been in for a swim, and they're so happy and having such a great time together. But what I want to look at is this idea that we're primarily energy beings, that we compete with each other when we don't realize that we're connected, and that we can empower ourselves and each other through conscious direction of loving energy. Then we fall into traps of competing with each other for energy in the form of attention. Now, one of the key insights here was James Redfield's, and he said that we essentially use different power dynamics, dramas, if you like, to leverage attention off other people, and he outlined a couple of them. And the first one that we're going to look at together is the intimidator. In other words, whenever I'm feeling not enough in some shape or form, whenever I'm feeling insecure, unenergized, uncentered, if I'm an intimidator, I will leech your energy, okay, by intimidating you. It gives my, if you think of the actor's model of the status seesaw, okay, now actors often use this paradigm of a seesaw to kind of work out who's dominant in one scene and who's subservient, okay, and how that changes through the course of a scene. So if somebody's status is high, then the other person's corresponding status is lower by definition, and vice versa. So it's the actor will then find ways in which they can leverage their status back up high again. And this is the kind of principle that James Redfield's exploring in the Celestine Prophecy. Essentially, the idea of the intimidator is, my energy is insufficient, I will leech yours by putting my status over you, by intimidating you, and that gives me a power surge that then kind of nourishes my need for energy. Now, the key thing that what he's really saying here is that if we can become conscious of these practices in ourselves and in others, and we kind of reveal them in love and respect to ourselves and others, then we have the opportunity to start giving energy consciously, rather than leeching it off other people in the form of some kind of control drama addiction. And this is something that I really think that it's impacted me very much. In just a couple of moments we'll have a look at some of the other control dramas that he talks about, and reflect on how they've cropped up in my life, and you might kind of also see some insights that resonate with you. So guys, thanks for listening. Please comment, let me know your thoughts on this, if you are aware of any of these particular tendencies to intimidate, or if you've been on the receiving end of an intimidator in some of your key relationships. And I'm not talking here about criminal levels of things, I'm talking about, you know, day-to-day relationships, just ways in which we talk to people, little ways in which we hold ourselves, in fact, that just, you know, even through body language, I'm withholding a kind of consent there, I'm withholding any kind of positive reinforcement to somebody else just through that tight-lipped, repressed body language, and therefore it's kind of intimidating, because if you withhold that from somebody, it does create that kind of imbalance in the sea. So anyway, please comment, let me know your thoughts, like, share, and it would be great to subscribe. Then we can stay in touch on a more regular basis. And if you have any thoughts about how you can share your passion and your enthusiasm, your wisdom and your fun with the world through blogging, and create an income for yourself in so doing, then click on the link below. I'll see you in the next video.